Season 11 is deleting everything you know about Diablo 4. Tempering is no longer RNG. Masterworking completely changed. Defense got overhauled. Potions work differently. Monsters are smarter and deadlier. The entire game is being rebuilt from the ground up. This isn't just another season, this is Diablo 4 version 2.0. Let me break down every massive change coming. The scope of change. Welcome back. If you've been playing Diablo 4 since launch, prepare yourself. Season 11 is the most ambitious update this game has ever received. We're not talking about balance tweaks or new uniques. We're talking about fundamental systems being completely redesigned. Blizzard listened to feedback. The RNG frustration with tempering? Gone. The randomness of masterworking? Fixed. The defense system that made no sense? Rebuilt. Monsters being too predictable? Overhauled. They touched everything. This video covers every major change coming in Season 11. We're going through itemization, combat, defense, seasonal mechanics, new endgame content, all of it. This is going to be long, so grab a drink and let's dive in. Tempering revolution. No more RNG. Let's start with the change everyone's been begging for. Tempering is no longer random. You can now choose your temper. When you use a tempering manual, you select exactly which affix you want from that manual. No more rolling 15 times hoping to hit the right stat. You pick it, you get it. Done. This alone changes the entire itemization experience. No more bricking items, no more wasting materials on bad RNG. You want cooldown reduction? You get cooldown reduction. You want damage per Dark Shroud? You get damage per Dark Shroud. Every single time. Items now have one temper slot. Here's the trade-off. Items can now only have one tempered affix instead of two. But here's the thing, that's fine. With the ability to choose your temper, one guaranteed perfect roll is better than two random mediocre ones. Tempering charges. Restore. Infinitely. Remember how items had limited temper attempts? Not anymore. You can restore tempering charges indefinitely. If you want to change your temper later, just re-roll it. No stress, no permanently bricked items. This is massive. Tempering was one of the most frustrating systems in Diablo 4, and they completely fixed it. Masterworking redesign. Quality system. Masterworking got completely rebuilt. It no longer increases affix values. Instead, it improves item quality. How new Masterworking works: when you masterwork an item, it adds quality, also called refinement, to that item. Quality improves the base damage, armor, or resistance of an item. Items can reach a maximum quality threshold of 20. Each masterwork attempt adds a random amount of quality, improving your item's base properties. Once you hit maximum quality, you get one final roll for a Capstone bonus. The Capstone bonus? This is the big payoff. The Capstone bonus upgrades a random non-greater affix on your item into a greater affix. This is huge. You're guaranteed to get a greater affix when you finish masterworking. And if you don't like which affix became greater, you can re-roll it without resetting your quality. It costs Obdicite and Neat Hyron, but you're not starting over. Non-unique items now have 4 base affixes. On top of all this, non-unique items now roll with 4 affixes instead of 3. More stats, more customization, better items overall. Masterworking is now a linear, predictable path to perfecting your items. No more praying for good RNG. You know exactly what you're working towards. Sanctification, the final upgrade. Once your item is tempered and masterworked, there's one more step. Sanctification. What is sanctification? Sanctification is the final upgrade you make to an item. It's permanent and makes the item unmodifiable. When you sanctify an item, it can apply a bonus legendary power upgrade, an affix into a greater affix. Add a bonus affix from a special sanctification pool. Replace an existing affix with a random sanctification affix. Make your item indestructible. This is the ceiling. Once you sanctify, that's it. The item journey ends. How to sanctify. In pre-torment difficulties, after defeating a lesser evil, you'll rarely get invited to the heavenly anvil to sanctify an item. If you don't use it immediately, you lose the invitation. In torment difficulties, you can earn heavenly sigils, which let you sanctify items whenever you want. These are only needed for ancestral quality items. Sanctification is your endgame polish. It's the cherry on top after you've perfected everything else. Alright, quick time out. If you're realizing how insane these changes are, smash that like button and subscribe. Season 11 is going to be massive and you don't want to miss any guides. Now let's keep going. Defense overhaul. Introducing toughness. The entire defense system got rebuilt. Armor and resistances now work completely differently. Armor and resistance are now rating systems. Both armor and resistances use diminishing returns at higher values. This equalizes effective health across all classes and builds. No more stacking one stat infinitely. Armor now reduces all damage. Previously, armor only reduced physical damage. Now it reduces all damage types. This simplifies gearing and makes armor universally valuable. Physical damage resistance. Added, there's a new damage resistance type, physical damage. This gives you more control over your defensive profile. Torment penalty penalties removed. The armor and resistance penalties per torment tier, gone. Your defensive stats now work the same across all difficulties. Introducing toughness. Toughness is a new stat that shows the total raw damage you can take after all mitigation. It's displayed under attack power in your character stats. Hovering over toughness shows your effective defense against each damage type. This makes understanding your survivability way easier. This overhaul makes defense clearer, more balanced, and less confusing. You'll actually understand how tanky your build is. Healing changes. Potions redesigned. Potions work completely differently now. Base potion capacity is 4. Regardless of previous renown progress, you start with 4 potions. Extra potion capacity from renown has been removed. Potions are percentage heals. Potions now heal 35% of your total health instantly. No more scaling based on upgrades. It's a flat percentage. Potions regenerate over time. In addition to picking up potions, you slowly regenerate potions automatically over time. This keeps you topped off during long engagements. The exact regeneration rate is still being finalized in testing. Life on hit is back. Life on hit has been improved and re-added as a potential affix. Life regeneration, life on kill, and healing percentage have all been buffed and are more accessible. Potion upgrades are gone since potions are now percentage-based. The entire healing ecosystem got rebalanced around these changes. Fortify redesign, healing reservoir. Fortify is no longer a type of damage reduction. It's now a healing reservoir. How new Fortify works: when you gain Fortify, it stacks up to your maximum life. If you have Fortify under maximum life, you heal for a percentage of your maximum life per second in exchange for an equal amount of Fortify. You're considered fortified as long as you have any amount of Fortify. This changes how Fortify builds function. It's no longer about damage reduction, it's about sustaining through fights with constant healing. Skills, passives, and items related to Fortify have been updated to match this new system. Monster combat evolved. Smarter enemies. Monsters are no longer punching bags. They've been completely overhauled. Improved monster behavior. Each monster now has a clear role and identity in combat. They're more dynamic and less predictable. They react and adapt to how you fight. Monster packs group up less, making them harder to AoE down. Their tactics have improved. You'll need to adjust yours. 20 plus new monster affixes. There are over 20 new monster affixes to learn. Elites now spawn with minions that inherit some of their affixes. Elite packs are more dangerous and require focus. Champion rarity reworked. Champion enemies now form champion packs. These are mini elite encounters scattered throughout content. Visual clarity improvements. Monster affixes have better visual clarity. You'll know what you're fighting and what abilities to avoid. These changes make combat more engaging and challenging. Monsters are no longer background noise. They're threats you have to respect. Lesser evils invade Sanctuary. The lesser evils have taken over seasonal game modes. Each one dominates a different activity. Duriel in Helltide. Duriel replaces the Blood Maiden in Helltide. When you reach maximum threat, Pangs of Duriel spawn instead of Hellborn. Kill them to earn Baneful Hearts, which summon Duriel. Monster packs in Helltide feature maggots everywhere. The Hellworm spews maggots. Meteors are now falling packs of maggots. It's disgusting and I love it. Belial in the pit. Belial eyes randomly appear in the pit. Destroy them to stun enemies and summon Belial apparitions. Kill enough eyes during your run, and Belial replaces the final boss. Defeating him grants an extra glyph upgrade and bonus rewards. Belial also creates clones of enemies to confuse you throughout the pit. Andariel and Caressed Undercity. Andariel corrupts the Undercity's spirit beacons, making them more dangerous but yielding more attunement. There are 3 new Undercity tributes specific to Andariel that guarantee she spawns as the final boss. Shades of Andariel lurk in the Undercity. Enemies can be imbued with wailing spirits that launch homing attacks. Asmodan as world boss. Asmodan appears as one of the rotating world bosses. You can also summon him at will south of Zarbinzet using summoning altars. Each altar invokes Asmodan with powers from one of the other lesser evils. Defeating Asmodan drops Corrupted Essence, which opens chests in his summoning area. Divine Gifts. Seasonal mechanic. The Angel. Hadriel returns to grant Divine Gifts. These are seasonal boons that modify game modes and provide rewards. How Divine Gifts work. Each Divine Gift has 3 components: a reward, a corrupted gift, and a purified gift. Corrupted gifts make activities harder but grant reward bonuses. Purified gifts remove the negative, add a positive effect, and double the reward. You unlock Divine Gifts by defeating lesser evils and returning their corrupted essence to Hadriel. Killing that lesser evil or their minions levels up the related Divine Gifts. Example: Essence of Pain, Duriel. Reward: Pangs of Duriel drop socketables in Helltide, doubled when purified. Purified Gift: Gain maximum barrier after becoming injured every 20 seconds. Corrupted Gift: Pangs of Duriel ambush you more often and shatter your barriers with attacks. Example, Essence of Lies, Belial. Reward, chance for an extra glyph upgrade in the pit, doubled when purified. Purified gift, Fortify for 1% of maximum life per second. Corrupted gift, Belial's eyes beam you for 10%, maximum life per second. Each divine gift provides unique buffs and challenges. You can slot them as corrupted for difficulty and rewards, or purified for easier gameplay and double rewards. Progress through the seasonal reputation board using divine favor to unlock purified gift slots. The Tower and leaderboards. The Tower is the new endgame competitive mode. This is where the elite compete. Note that both the Tower and leaderboards are officially in beta for Season 11 and will be updated and improved over multiple seasons. What is the Tower? The Tower is a multi-stage timed dungeon. You have 10 minutes to complete the entire run. It's designed for the most skilled players. How the Tower works? Fight through multiple floors with randomized tile sets and monster families. Earn progress by killing monsters and collecting orbs. Elites, champions, and goblins drop orbs. Pylons appear after destroying towers throughout levels. You're guaranteed 4 pylons per run. Use them tactically for temporary power. When you've made enough progress, a random boss spawns. Defeat them before the timer ends to complete the run and mark your spot on the leaderboards. The leaderboards return, leaderboards are back. This is where you compete to prove you're the best. Leaderboards are organized by class, solo barbarian, solo necromancer, etc., and party size, party of 2, 3, 4. There are separate entries for hardcore and normal. Entries display rank, player name, tier completed, time, and date. You can filter by platform, difficulty, friends, and clan. The Tower and leaderboards are the first iteration of competitive endgame in Diablo 4. Expect updates and improvements over multiple seasons. Season rank replaces renown. Seasonal renown is gone. Season rank is the new progression system. How season rank works: each rank requires you to complete a capstone dungeon before progressing. Ranks award skill points, paragon points, smoldering ashes, and cosmetics. Season rank rewards: skill points at rank 1, 2, and 3. Paragon points at rank 3, 4, 5, and 6. Renown changes. Renown now only exists permanently in the Eternal Realm. In Seasonal, you progress through season rank instead. Altars of Lilith and Tenets of Akarat still grant experience and minor rewards, but no longer permanent stats. Extra potion capacity has been removed from Eternal Realm Renown rewards and replaced with something else. This streamlines seasonal progression and gives you clear goals to chase. Capstone dungeons return. Capstone dungeons are back to gate difficulty progression. The 5 Capstone dungeons: Torrid Menagerie, level 30, normal difficulty; Hellish Descent, level 50, expert difficulty; Unseen Awakening, level 60, Torment 1. Tempest Oasis, level 60, Torment 2. Sins of the Many, level 60, Torment 3. These dungeons don't scale with your level. They're fixed challenges you must overcome to unlock higher difficulties. New unique items. Season 11 introduces new build-defining uniques for every class. Barbarian, chain-scourged mail, pants. Casting a damaging brawling skill disables it. When all brawling skills on your action bar are disabled, they re-enable with refreshed cooldowns. Brawling skills deal 50 to 100% increased damage for each disabled skill. This is a rotation-based brawling build enabler. Druid, Kamzan Stepwalkers, boots, damaging 200 to 100 enemies with storm skills grants a charge. Casting any defensive skill grants max movement speed and unhindered for 1 second per charge. Enemies you run into are immobilized. Storm Druid Speedster build. Rogue, Death's Pavane, pants. Dance of Knives drops knives from enemies hit. Picking them up grants charges and increases. Dance of Knives damage by 10 to 20% for 6 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Dance of Knives just got way more interactive. Necromancer, Grave Bloom, one-handed mace. You raise 3 smaller golems that each deal 40 to 60% of normal damage and gain 30% attack speed. Your golems respawn 50% faster. Triple golem army build. Sorcerer or Sylvain, one-handed mace. For each defensive skill, not on your action bar, you deal 20 to 40% increased damage and gain its associated enchantment effect. This encourages skipping defensive skills for pure offense while still getting enchantment bonuses. Spiritborn, Path of the Emissary, boots. Every 12 to 4 meters you move, invoke a core skill from your primary spirit hall. Movement-based core skill spam. Incredibly unique. Incredibly, that's Season 11. The biggest update Diablo 4 has ever received. Tempering fixed, Masterworking redesigned, defense overhauled, monsters evolved, new seasonal mechanics, competitive endgame, new uniques. Everything changed. Season 11 officially launches on December 9th, 2025, but you can test these changes on the PTR from October 21st to 28th if you're on PC. If this guide helped you understand what's coming, smash that like button and subscribe. Season 11 drops soon and we'll have build guides, farming strategies, and meta breakdowns ready. What are you most excited for in Season 11? Drop it in the comments. Join our Discord for build discussions and theory crafting. Link in the description. Season 11 is going to redefine Diablo 4. See you in Sanctuary.